What is going on, YouTube? PPS here, YouTube play of the day. We have a quick play for you guys this morning. I'm going to be running around quite a bit this morning, so I want to make sure I get a spot out to you guys on this Saturday morning. As always, if you could hit that like button, I really appreciate all the support we've been getting on the channel, as always. And appreciate all you guys hitting the like button and hopefully us continuing to cash some tickets. So, coming at you guys, quick spot today. I'm going to try to keep this under 3-4 minutes. Let's get it going. I'm going to be rolling with Gonzaga team total under 67.5. I'm on DraftKings exclusively. Did not have a huge amount of time this morning to line shop or anything like that. So could have a better line out there. I don't really have access to Caesars or like MGM or anything like that in my state. So we'll be rolling with this on DraftKings. Gonzaga coming off of obviously a huge win, right? Obviously they just wiped out Georgia, absolute beatdown. For me, my issue is, again, going back to a team after them playing like that, right? They shot 60% from three, right? That I just cannot see that happening again, especially against this Houston team. Also, shooting 55% from the field overall is crazy. They ended up scoring 30 points in the paint, right? My issue is they had 23 fouls in that game, right? Then you go over to this Houston team, who's obviously going to be much more physical than this Gonzaga team. I hate to say it, but this whistle is going to be really important early on to see where they're at, because obviously Houston is going to be obviously much more physical team, the stronger team, the team that will not let anything happen in the paint, and that's where I kind of think that Houston has the advantage. Is they have three dudes shooting 42+% from three, and Cryer, Sharp, and Uzan. Really tough to deal with, having three guys who can do that. I wanted to take a look at some of these teams that kind of play that fast style that Gonzaga plays, and just how good Houston has been against these types of teams. We talked about BYU. We talked about Arizona, right? 54 and 64 points respectively. 59 points allowed to Kansas, 58 points to Arizona in their other matchup as well. 55 to BYU, right? I mean, I'm looking up and down this list. Obviously, their early loss to Auburn in the Invitational, only allowing 74 in a loss there. Obviously, extremely impressive. The easiest one to look at is obviously Bama. I think they scored 78 in regulation. But we've seen Gonzaga get slowed down by the St. Mary's team 3 times this year. And Houston is, in my opinion, a more physical version. Obviously, I think a little bit more talented version than that St. Mary's team. And that St. Mary's team took Gonzaga out of everything they wanted to do, right? If you don't think Calvin Sampson's watching those games and seeing what they're doing, Calvin Sampson's one of the best coaches in America, man. So I expect this to be right up on him, right? I expect this to be one of those games that if you're like a real basketball fan and you like watching defense and like enjoying stuff like that, it's going to be the biggest clash of styles ever, right? Because Gonzaga is going to be playing Houston, who's going to want to muck this thing up and make this one of the dirtiest games possible, right? Where it's all gritty. We saw Gonzaga against St. Mary's in their road matchup when Gonzaga traveled there. Them shoot 17% from three, right? They were I think it was 1 for 20 something in that last game. It was absurd, right? Watching those two games fly way under, right? So the other one, I believe Gonzaga only scored 67 in that game. And again, they lost both games in the regular season to them, but they shot 4 for 14 in that game. So if Gonzaga shoots 60% from three, yes, this is flying over. But obviously possessions are going to be way down. We've seen Houston pretty much slow down every team possible. The only team that was not able to get slowed down was Alabama. And Alabama, I don't think they could possibly slow down if they tried, but which is why I'm going to be really excited to watch that Alabama-Houston game. But that is for another time. Houston on the year, 16th in the country in guarding the three-point ball, which is 30%. And then if you want to go to Gonzaga, they're 32% on the road this season in those. So I really like this Houston team. I think just the wealth of experience, their ability to shoot and actually be able to score this year at a high clip and being a super hyper efficient offense. I believe they're 11th in the country adjusted offense, second in adjusted defense, and obviously playing at the third slowest tempo in America. Sign me up, man. I think, like I said, this is a better version of St. Mary's, and St. Mary's did what they needed to do against these guys. I also think this is a buy or a sell high spot with Gonzaga shooting 60% and 55% from the field against Georgia, where you're not doing that against Houston. So sign me up for backing Calvin Sampson. Love backing these good coaches in March. And I'm excited to watch this one against Gonzaga. So sign me up for Gonzaga team total under 67.5 at -120. So if you guys have a better line, please drop it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Help me out a lot. I got to get rolling. So have a good one, and best of luck in all your bets tonight.